let's talk movies. Yesterday, coming fresh off watching the new Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Amongst Thieves. What did everyone think of that movie if you've seen it? I'm going to quickly talk about it, review it, let you know what I think. So Chris Pine plays the thief in the movie, and this is where the movie has some heart. It's not really a spoiler because this happens at the very beginning. So Chris Pine is the thief, but he has a wife and a daughter. The wife is tragically killed, and Chris Pine knows about this relic that can bring back the dead, so he wants to bring back his wife. And that's where this whole entire journey begins. And along the way, obviously, we meet some other really colourful misfit type characters as well. There's a lot of humour, a lot of heart in the movie. Now, I have to admit, I thought this movie was going to flop when I first saw the trailer. I thought it was going to be one of those super CGI heavy movies that just wasn't going to be any good. Because most Dungeons and Dragons movies, no, all of them in the past, when they've tried to make a Dungeons and Dragons movie, they've all failed. They've all been quite terrible, if memory serves. I don't think there's any good ones. This one, keeping in mind, I thought I was almost like certain it was going to flop and be quite shit. It was actually really good. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it a lot. There is like a lot of effects in the movie, as you can imagine. It's a Dungeons and Dragons movie, but all the effects were definitely very good. Very polished and everything looked amazing. The cinematography was great. Story was good, the writing was great. The movie was just enjoyable from start to finish without, getting into spoilers or anything like that. Sorceress in the film was the show stealer for me. I absolutely loved that. And there's a lot of humor along the way. So Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Amongst Thieves is definitely a great movie to watch. I was surprised. I could have sworn it was going to be a flop. Unlike John Wick 4, which I knew was going to be absolutely awesome. I love that from start to finish, and I knew that I would. I was adamant that this one was going to flop, but they got it right. The acting was definitely top-notch. Chris Pine fits in well into the universe. A lot of great chemistry between characters. Some surprising humor along the way. You will definitely laugh. And the movie does have a lot of heart. So, it's not perfect by any means. For me, it's more of a popcorn flick. It's not really something I'd watch over and over again, but I never got into Dungeons and Dragons tabletop gaming. So I think like if you're someone that has, you might understand a lot of the references in the film as well. I don't know if it does have a lot of references to the tabletop Dungeons and Dragons, but as someone that's never really got into the tabletop Dungeons and Dragons, I still really enjoyed the movie. I know a little bit about it, but very, very minimal. So as far as the lore goes and the little sort of things that are included in the tabletop side of things, I'm not too familiar with, but overall the movie was great. More of a popcorn flick for me. I'd happily watch it with friends if they want to see it, but it's not something that I'd religiously watch over and over again myself, if that makes sense. I'll definitely check it out again if a friend wants to watch it though. So I would give Dungeons and Dragons a well-deserved 11 out of 13. That's my final score on Bannick's scale. 11 out of 13. Definitely go watch it. If you're a Dungeons and Dragons tabletop player, if you've been into that kind of thing, then it's a must-watch for you. You'll probably love it and you'll probably rewatch it over and over again. But as someone that has no experience or very minimal with that, with the tabletop side of things, it's still a must-watch.